Blaney's rejoining there, they're all three wide. Neil's trying to get involved and Blaney hits them both off. Blaney goes back on the track, hits both cars. It's the right on the back of Bradders into the hairpin on the inside. Bradders outbreaks his own, they both pass, just hard to say. Stevie passes them all straight through. Oh, Callum's lost it! Callum's lost it! What a recovery! He uses the wall, but what a recovery there from Callum. Let's have a look at Steve. Now Stevie holds his own around the outside. And no way Jose, but then gets a slow run out of the corner. Bids us right up on the outside of him again. This is brilliant. LPB WTCR Championship Round 3 Race 2 from Sonoma Raceway GP. Hi everyone and welcome back to LPB Racing for the LPB WTCR Championship on Project Cars 2. This is Round 3 Race 2 from Sonoma Raceway and let's take you through the grid for this one. So let's get onto our trusty drone and go to the grid. So it's Fidel on pole position in the yellow BMW with Intrepidi alongside in the Renault. Then it's Neil Farmack in third with Will in fourth. Stevie's fifth in the Renault Megane. Then it's TY in the BMW sixth. Then Bidster is 7th with Twerdy in 8th and Hovno in 9th, so BMW's over 4 positions there. Then we've got Pash in 10th, George 11th, Blakeney in 12th, 13th is Bradders and Cy Racing at the back in 14th. So let's look at the start then. Unfortunately the camera's very zoomed in, I don't know why, it just is. So here we go for the start. Waiting for the light. Oh, Intrepid's gone early. Either that or Fidel's jumped the start, but I think Intrepidi jumped the start there. And he's gone, he's gone a bit further back down, but everyone else away well. In towards the first corner. This is where we had some major problems in the first race. As you go up the hill, into the corner, and Intrepidi on two wheels, and everyone else together. We've got Neil Farmack and a few others getting caught up in the first corner, but I think no spins, so we're all good so far. As we go into the complex section, Will 5th. Twerdy 6th, Bidster on the outside of Stevie, and we've got TY and Blake and Neil and Patch close together. Looks like Bradders has gone a bit back a little bit as everyone nicely down the hill. Neil on the inside of Blake looking for a way through, no way through there. As we go back to the mid-pack towards the front, George there in 6th place. As Stevie takes the lead, Fidel 2nd, Intrepidi 3rd, possibly with a drive-through penalty for the jump start. George there, and then we've got Will running wide. Very wide there in 6th place. He's been caught by Twerdy and TY into the right-hander, the double right-hander. Will on the inside. Twerdy goes round the outside of him, slightly off the track there, but he's got to be careful of that. He rejoins in front. Will's getting eaten alive here. Bidster with Neil and Blake all over the back of him as well. So Bidster's in a sandwich of BMWs. Got Blake there as well, passing Neil. There's loads to keep up with here as we go down the sort of curve straight towards the next few corners. There's not really a straight on this track, to be honest. Into the right-hander, Will goes slightly wide there. He's off the track, hopefully not spearing himself back in front. No, he hasn't. So into the hairpin. The camera's too zoomed in on this track. I don't know why they're zoomed in this much, but they are as Will goes wide, and everyone goes past him on the inside almost. He goes right back down to 13th. Bradders, in fact, Intrepidi has got a drive-through. He's had to come in for a drive-through, so he did jump the start. So not good for Intrepidi. Remember, we'll get some replays on the first half action when we get to the halfway point. So up the hill goes Blake. He's chasing Bidster, who's on two wheels there. Absolutely gunning it there. Cy Racing's up to 10th from the back of the grid. So good start by Cy Racing there. Up to 10th as he's got Pash for company in the other Mercedes. So Neil Farmack, his teammate, in 9th. As down the bottom of the hill. Oh my word! Fidel with the roll of all rolls. There was more air than roll there, but Fidel gets hit by Neil. I think Fidel was coming back on the track and he gets hit by someone and catapulted into the air. So absolute madness here. This is what you get with 14 cars on track and they're all in touring cars. You get absolute madness. But up the front we've got Twerdy going for the lead. He's worked his way up. So he's going for second place, should I say. He's tried to pass George. George stays ahead, and Twerdy into third. TY and Bidster right behind him now. So plenty of action up front here. George with a train of cars behind him. He's got 5 BMWs following him. That's not a good sight. But it's a 1-2 currently for Team Dive Squad, which is Stevie and George. Then we've got Twerdy with Bidster and TY all over the back. Bidster possibly looking for a way past TY now. TY defends the inside and in towards the hairpin. Bidster goes to the inside at the last minute and breaks down the inside. What a move on TY, and gets the move done on the inside. He's trying to get a good run out the corner, and he does. He gets TY. Good move there from Bidster. Good reflexes there, and gets past him. Now it's Twerdy's turn. As Fidel back in 12th after having the roll of his life. Literally, roll. Neil Farmer there in 9th place. Back to the guys at the front. Bidster. Oh, Twerdy slightly wide, and Bidster goes straight through on the inside. No contact there, just Twerdy making his own mistake and down the order to 6th place. And he's got Hovno all over the back of him, but again, not close enough. Hovno with a bit of damage on his car, so it must have been him that hit Fidel earlier, but we'll have to see that with that in a replay later on. But Cy Racing goes wide there. That could leave the door open for the other Mercedes drivers, but no way through there at all. Cy Racing then down over the top. We've got Bradders in 11th. He's working his way back up the field at the expense of others. So Intrepidi at the back after the drive through. Will in 13th, Fidel 12th. Let's go back up to the front runners. There's Twerdy, and then we've got a few guys starting to spread out now. We've got Cy Racing with Neil Farmack and Pash close together, the two teammates. Team Smoking Tyres are together in the two Mercedes. There they are, that's the actual teams. Just to remind you of the teams, because obviously we've got quite a few new people that have joined at the minute. Bidster's catching George, by the way. But the teams are Bidster and Bradders, who are brave and bold. That's the team name. We've got Team Dive Squad, which is Stevie and George. Team Smoking Tyres, which is Neil and Pash. And Friendly Fire, which is Blake and TY. As Bidster clutches right up to the back of George there, but can't do anything about it. Let's look a bit further back. Oh, the camera's just too zoomed in on this as Neil Farmack makes a mistake and Pash goes through. Cy Racing's been off as well, so something's happened back there. Again, we'll get that in the montage of replays later on. But action, and more action here at Sonoma Raceway. Let's go back to the battle between Bidster and George, because looks like that's hotting up. 3/10 is the gap. George on the inside. Bidster running wide out the corner and sliding that BMW all over the place. So the tyres on the front of the front wheel drive cars will get really warm, because obviously they're doing the power and the turning at the same time. So Stevie's got a bit of a gap to manage his, but George, I would imagine in the next few laps he'll be having all those beamers all over the back of him. So we'll have to see. Hovno goes back to 13th. He's been off the track somewhere, so he's back down to 13th. Oh, he's gone wide again, so definitely some kind of issue there, and he's gone off the track. There he goes, and that BMW looking a bit more second hand now. Back to Blake. Here we are, Bidster on the back of TY. There's Blake, Twerdy, a few of those guys more spread out, but the main battle at the minute is in between George and Bidster for the battle for the second place. TY's catching up to Bidster as well, so it could be a battle, three-way battle for second place here as you go down the hill through the long left-hander into the right. Bidster sliding the car into the corner. Very aggressive touring car style driving from Bidster. He's going to have a look down the inside now. George covers him off. Can't see here because the camera zooms in way too much, as it usually does in Project Cars, as Bidster sees a little gap on the inside and goes for it, but no way through there. George V-shapes the corner and gets out the corner. A lot of the front wheel drive cars will V-shape the corner, and what that means is you run slightly wide on purpose, slow the car down right on the apex, and then power the car out, because the front wheel drive cars, when the tyres get too warm, they can't do a continuous circle radius of a line, as Bidster looks at another way again for another way through, and George doesn't see him, and there's a tap to Bidster. Contact between the two slightly there as we go down the hill. Bidster now looking for another way through. He's going to look down the inside. No, George holds him off again. George might have not been here last week, but he can defend. He's proving that now. We go up the hill and over the top of the hill. There we go, into the corner. Bidster runs a bit wide. TY's a little look down the inside. No way through there yet. So just while we get a little gap in proceedings, let's take a moment to look at the replays of the first half action. Here's the replays from the first half of the race. Okay, here's a replay of the start then on board with Intrepidi. So watch the red lights and watch when we move. There we move, red light still on, then it goes to green, so definitely did jump the start. Okay, here's a replay of the first corner action on board with Twerdy. So watch here. Hogno comes across TY, just start contact with him. TY's on the gravel, similar to Bradley in race 1. And then Neil panics, comes across, hits Twirdy, and then TY goes off the track again. But luckily we're all away through there more or less cleanly. Okay, here's a replay of what happened to Hogno on his second lap for him to go all the way back down to the back. So he just clips the curb, loses the rear end and slides off into the wall. Bang! There he goes into the wall, and then he rejoins down here, and then more action kicks off as Fidel's off already down there, as you can see. Then he comes across, puts the power on too much and bang! Then gets hit by Hogno and straight off over his roof. But we'll get another angle on that. Okay, here's the replay of the Fidel incident on board with him. So we're going up over the curb, we see we crack the curb on the power, then we just lose the rear end, round we go completely, and then George goes through there, and George goes off down there after avoiding him. Now watch Fidel here, he gets going, and then he just puts too much power on, and then just goes round himself, and Hogno gives him a little helping hand, tumble, over he goes, and he rejoins. Okay, here's the onboard from Hogno, here's his view, so he goes down here, he's just looking to rejoin, then Fidel just puts the car broadside along in front of him, and then he just hits him into a roll. Here's the last look at that incident on board with Neil Farmack now. So what this is how lucky Neil Farmack was to disaster. Hogno there, then Fidel broadside, bang, and over he goes, and roll, and off we go. There you go, that's how it happened. Okay, now here's a replay on lap 2 on board with Blake. This is Vince's hell of a pass on TY. Starts the inside, brakes, just gets the holds on the car, and straight on the inside, and just gets the traction out of the corner and holds on. Brilliant pass there by Vinster. Okay, here's a replay of something we missed on lap 3. So Hogno goes into the hairpin, and then you'll see he runs wide, clatters the barrier, comes back across side, can't avoid hitting him, then he goes sideways onto his side, and then Neil hits him, and woohoo! Roll, and then he has no choice but to reset after rolling over, which is fine, but then he gets going, and that's how he went all the way back down to 12th place again, because he ended up rolling that many times you'd think he were a barrel. Okay, let's have a second look at this Hogno roll on board with Patch. So we'll watch Hogno there in 7th, goes round, hits the tyre wall, and then side, hits him, and Neil hits him off, finishes him off, and whoa, in the air, and round he goes. Side rejoins there, but Hogno well and truly dizzy after that. And now back to the racing action. As we come back from that, there's Pash in 7th. Just trying to look at all the other battles on track that we've got at the minute. We've got Cy Racing in 9th. I think a few other people are spread out. We've got Intrepidi who's past Hogno, so Intrepidi's back on the move here. After the drive-through, he'll be his blood will be boiling inside. He'll be not happy about that, but that's what you get for jumping the start. As we go down the hill with Bidster and George again into the same corners we saw him before. Bidster going right to the inside line. Will he look to the inside? He looks to the inside, but the car just squirms on him. Now he's on the inside, straight to the inside, and he goes wide. Hits George, goes wide, and TY takes advantage and goes round both of them. But now TY's off the track, and George contact with TY. TY's off, he's spun it backwards, and he's now trying to turn the car back round. There he goes, he gets the car turned round. But TY right back down to 8th place now, and probably going to be even worse rejoining down there. He's got to fight back all those positions, and he's got to cool the tyres down, so not good for him there as George and Bidster battle on. TY takes a tumble and down to 10th place as he's got Fidel coming up onto the back of him now. Into the first corner, he's onto the gravel. I think the tyres are just finished on that car, or he's had problems, but he goes off the track. And yeah, TY is falling right back down the order now. Fidel, Intrepidi won't be too far off him, so there's TY rejoining there. Meanwhile, Stevie in the lead by 8 seconds over his teammate there, George, with Bidster pressuring him from behind. He's got no more pressure from TY now, so he can focus 100% of his efforts on George. We'll see what happens there as the race develops. And George goes wide, but again, Bidster not close enough to capitalise. Out of the corner, nicely down through the left, right, there's another right there as Bidster right up on the curb, pushing as hard as he can, and Bidster's lost control. He's pushing that hard, he's lost control of the car, keeps his foot in it. He's lost time to George though, so he's back on track, but he's lost time to him, so he's probably just slightly overdriving the car, and Blakeney's not too far behind, so watch out for Blake making a move. But there's TY further back after losing all those positions after the spin between him and George. TY there with Intrepidi going around the outside, or trying to go around the outside. TY's tyres look like they've seen better days, just needs to cool the tyres down. And Intrepidi might have a look into the hairpin here. Into the hairpin we go. TY goes wide. In fact, he goes very wide. He almost hits the wall. Intrepidi goes through. And TY down to 12th now. So TY just going more and more backwards in this race. The two teammates, Pash and Neil, for the two A-Class Mercedes, very close together. Remember, this is the last round of when they'll use these cars. They'll swap after this. Every driver will swap cars. So you have to use 3 cars over the season: the Mercedes, Renault, and BMW. You have to use them for 3 consecutive rounds, and the time on these cars is almost up. Intrepidi in 11th. He's starting to close up on Fidel, or he's trying to at least. Brad is in a good 9th place. Might just point that out. Brad is in a very good 9th place out of 14. So almost in the first half of the field. So not only a couple of places off. So keep up the good work, Bradders. You're doing very well there, Sunshine. Stevie then out front by 7.5 seconds from his teammate, just cruising home now. Only a few handful of laps left. George has pulled a bit of a gap on Bidster after Bidster's mistake. I think Bidster's just taken a lap to cool the tyres down and cool his pace down, and we'll see what happens from there on. But unless he's finished his tyres like TY had, because of going off the track. Remember, very warm track temperature here at Sonoma Raceway. Very, very hot indeed. So we'll take that into account as Pash and Neil very close together. The two teammates running in unison with Twerdy in the background in the BMW closing up as Pash goes for the inside of Neil. The two teammates not afraid to battle it out here, and Pash goes through on the inside and Neil just folds back into... the other way around. So we're looking at Pash and Neil goes through on Pash and Neil goes through. Pash goes down to 6th place. Sorry guys, I was just getting the names mixed up there, but yes, Pash down to 6th and Neil, his teammate, up to 5th. So just swapping the order around a little bit there. Probably having a nice little battle between themselves because they've got some good team points coming their way for a 5th and 6th finish. As we go up and over the top, Intrepidi is now caught up to Bradders and TY's with Fidel. So it's TY's making his way back up now after the tyres have cooled down. So he's making his way back up, but Intrepidi has got he's giving Bradders some company, and Bradders doesn't want company. He wants to try and keep this 9th place. He defends into the inside. Intrepidi goes around the outside, and Bradders just gives him enough room on the outside of the corner. Down the hill, penultimate lap of the race then. Down the dip and up over the top. Break into the downhill corner. TY's right on the back of Intrepidi now, looking for all the places he can possibly make back. Now his tyres are working again. But Intrepedi's going to have warm tyres there as Bradders goes wide. We've got to watch out for the penalties there, Bradders. Could get a penalty if you run too wide. Into the double apex at the end of the corner. Bradders runs very wide there, and Intrepidi goes up the inside. Oh no, he doesn't, because Bradders comes right back on and stays in front. So TY's lost it again. TY's off. He's lost it. Oh, he's gone off and he's lost position to Fidel. So again, just the car getting the better of him. Will is no longer last because Hovno is now last, but Hovno's back up the inside, looking for a way through. There he is on the inside, and Will goes very wide. Watches out for Hovno on his inside. And Hovno gets through, so Will back down to 14th. He's going to fight for it though, so at least he's got a fight on his hands. Intrepedi's past Bradders. Intrepedi's past Bradders into the hairpin, and through he goes. Bradders down to 10th. Let's see if Bradders can catch him up on this last lap. Meanwhile, already on his last lap is Stevie. He's coming up to the downhill hairpin. Then we've got Bidster and George right on the side of each other, literally, because they're side by side. Up the hill, Bidster gets the inside for that corner, but George's on the inside for the hairpin, and he holds on. Last lap battle between these two now. Down the hill and getting the power on. George goes a bit wide, but he's okay, keeps his foot in it. No way for Bidster to go through down here. And also we've got Cy Racing, Intrepidi and Bradders. Cy Racing's gone backwards and the two are catching him. I don't know where to look here as George goes wide. Bidster goes through for second. Then, slides the car out the corner. George makes a mistake, goes wide. And I don't think there was contact, but again, clarification in the replay just after will tell us. But George absolutely monstering his way over the curb in the monster car. No pun intended. But Bidster down to the last few corners, and Stevie's already at the last corner. But these two are not done yet. The battle for second place still well and truly alive. Bidster defends the inside. George has to go the long way around. Bidster defending, braking, and He's gone wide. George goes back up the inside. Bidster slides the car in the corner. Contact and trying to get the traction. Stevie's won, by the way. Stevie's won the race. Well done to Stevie. And Bidster just gets the place for second place from George. Fantastic finish there. Stevie with an epic win. Bidster second from George after a good last lap battle. Blaney's fourth. It's going to be Neil Farmack the first of the two Mercedes in fifth. And then it's sixth for Pash. Twerdy Zoli in seventh. Well done for Twerdy in seventh. Good finish for him. Cy Racing in the Mercedes is going to be eighth, ahead of Intrepidi, who, and then Bradders has gone back down to 10th. So Cy Racing, Intrepidi. Then it's going to be Bradders. Fidel is next in 11th. And then there we go across the line. Then we've got TY right back here. He's almost with Hovno and Will now. So really gone off the pace here, TY. So not a good race for TY. He was looking promising. One mistake and his tyre temperature went off the roof. And then he just could not get it back from there. So TY then finishes in a lonely 12th place. And then it's going to be Hovno bringing the rather battered looking, sort of shortened to a 1 Series, 3 Series over the line. And then it's Will in 14th place. So let's just get those second half of the race replays in for you first. Here's the replays from the second half. Okay, here's the replay of the TY and George incident. So on board with TY. So Bidster's out of shape there, really out of shape, and just holds onto the car. Good car control from Bidster. Had to go to the inside to be safe. Little tap to George. Now watch this. TY goes out the corner, too much power on, and then rejoins, and the car's still out of his control, and then comes across and takes himself off on George. So it was TY's own fault there, and George and Bidster keep going as TY sends the car back round, and okay, it's a bit of a conventional way of doing it, but TY gets the car turned around, but at that point his tyres are dead. And then here's a replay of something that happened on lap 6. So watch Pash ahead. He's going to pass Twerdy. We're on board with Neil. So Pash down the inside. Twerdy turns in, and then contact between the two. That is quite hard to judge, but we'll have to see if there's any penalties after the race. Here's a quick replay on board with Bidster on lap 6. See how he saved his moments onto the curb, sideways, and just holds on and aims for a spot between the two boards there and continues, but almost losing control. Here's a replay of George and Bidster into the hairpin just to clarify there was no contact, and there wasn't. George just goes wide, and Bidster sneaks the car through and slides the car on the outside and takes second place, but will he hold on? And as we come back from that, now we go to the results. Okay guys, here's the results then after race 2. It is Stevie who wins by 7.5 seconds. Well done to Stevie. From Bidster in second place, only just ahead of George. Fantastic finish by them. Then it's Blake in 4th. We've got Neil in 5th. Pash is in 6th with Twerdy 7th. We've got Cy Racing in 8th. Bradders in 9th as we go over the page. And then it's Intrepid goes down obviously behind Bradders because of a penalty. Then it's Fidel in 11th. TY in 12th. Got Hovno in 13th, and Will rounds off the 14 finishes. Okay guys, and after the results, your winner is Stevie. Well done to Stevie. He's the winner of race 2 at Sonoma Raceway. Congratulations to Stevie on that win. And next time, guys, we are at, well, it's still going to be round 3, but race 3 is coming to you from Sakito GP, which is the Suzuka sort of rip-off on Project Cars. So it's a very entertaining circuit, very good, and suits the high-speed cars. And the next race will have a bit of a weather element in it as well, so watch out for that. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Thank you for watching another race by LPB Racing. It was a brilliant race, and don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your comments down below, as next time it is round 3, race 3 from Sakito GP.